afternoon, lads and lassies. Irish Demon here, back with another video. So as you'll no doubt have seen from the description of the video, today we're going to be talking about Detroit Representative Cynthia Johnson and some of the alleged threats that she made on a Facebook Live video. Before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know what's going on with my YouTube channel. Guys, I gotta be honest, as much as I love doing this, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it for much longer, truth be told. I'm just being absolutely stifled by YouTube right now. Between just general censorship, immediate demonetization, depending on what I'm covering. So if I'm covering a flat earth topic, for example, it's immediate demonetization. Now, because of how the algorithm is working, if I use certain words on my stream, or on my video, I'm immediately getting demonetized or deranked. The numbers are falling, subscribers are being unsubscribed. I had 3 different messages in the past 2 days from people saying, hey dude, I went and checked on your channel and it said I was unsubscribed. And these were regulars too. Not only that, but I've been getting messages about my live streams and videos. People are not getting notifications for them. Look, fighting a losing battle here, and if it keeps going this way, I just won't be able to keep doing it. It's just not viable for me if that happens, and that's sad. It breaks my heart because I love doing this. I love making these videos, talking to you folks and telling you about my thoughts and all the rest of it. So if you do want to help out, hit that like button. Just drop a comment down below. It doesn't matter what it is. Just drop a comment down below. It all helps the algorithm, and hopefully they'll take it easy on me. Now, my hope is that the reason this is all going on is just because of everything that's going on with the election in the US. Facebook released rules yesterday whereby if you make a video claiming that there was widespread issues with how the election was decided, I can't even say the words because I'll get nuked. And if you say that that's because one person won and another person didn't, then you get nuked. So simply having an opinion on some facts is good enough for you to get nuked. Whether or not your opinion is correct, I don't think that should matter. That's just censorship, ultimately. We saw the same thing with the whole Hunter Biden thing. I'm not saying that the whole Hunter Biden thing is a reason why Joe Biden shouldn't win, not at all. I mean, what Hunter Biden does is his own business. There is claims that there's connections between Joe Biden as the big guy or whatever. I don't know, man. Look, it's not really that important right now. There was some polls done that suggested that people said that because they didn't hear about the Hunter Biden thing, that it skewed their decision and that they wouldn't have voted for him. I'm not sure that it's enough numbers to really make a difference. But anyway, all that aside, it's just an example. I'm not making a claim either way. It's just purely an example. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, I'm guessing this video is going to be demonetized because I'm talking about a Democratic representative. So obviously YouTube doesn't like when people talk badly about people on the left. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. It's how it is. Whether you like it or not, that's just how she goes. So because of that, I don't know, I won't be able to, if I can't talk about what I need to talk about, if I can't talk about what I find important, then I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to change what I talk about. I tell you guys that all the time. I'm not going to change what I do and what I talk about to suit a company. It's not going to happen. If it means that I have to end my YouTube channel, then so be it. It is what it is. Anyway, let's get into the meat of this. So this, as I was saying, is about Democratic representative from Michigan. Her name is Cynthia Johnson. So just to give you guys some background before we briefly play the video, essentially she received some threatening voicemails, and I did hear them. I'm not going to play them. They were horrific. Some racist comments, death threats. It was horrifying. It was horrible. She should not have received those. But then she decided to do a Facebook Live video, which I'm about to play for you. And yeah, then we'll break it down. So yeah, let me play that first, and then we'll break it down.
So this is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. We ain't playing with you. Enough of the shenanigans. Enough is enough. And for those of you who are soldiers, you know how to do it. Do it right. Be in order. Make them pay. I love y'all. Bye-bye.
All right, so that was the video. Look, she's come out and said that when she said about soldiers that she's claiming that she meant soldiers of Christ. I don't believe that for a minute. The reason I don't believe that for a minute is any kind of Christian commentator like that would say soldiers of Christ. They wouldn't be ambiguous about it. Now, despite the fact that the video was just like this hyper dramatic, you know, speaking slowly, I'm going to make this point, I will find you, etc., etc. It's a bit over the top, right? Now, I'm sure she was upset. I have no doubt. And she has every right to be. Those comments that were made against her were just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And they have no place in the modern world. But sadly, it's just the way it is. It's just how it goes. Now, she said, you know what to do. Go out and make them pay. And she says, Trumpers tread lightly, etc. That kind of language is outrageous, especially for somebody who's in an elected position in the House of Representatives. It is beneath her, quite frankly. If you're elected to a position, especially in such a tumultuous time in politics, you are going to get abusive comments. You're going to get abusive messages. You're going to get people who want to hurt you and say horrible things to you. You need to be above that. Quite frankly, there's no explanation for it. You don't get to be a representative because you're supposed to be a representative for everybody. Regardless of who voted for you, when you're an elected representative, it's for everyone. And that's a big problem. Like Donald Trump has very much been the president of the right. And he never really tried to bridge that gap, it seems. It seemed to be a lot of just pointing fingers and the blame game as always. Now, since this has all gone on, she has done a few interviews, but the GOP has actually stripped her of her committee seats and her committee positions. So, yeah, let's have a read of this article here. This is from the New York Post, I think. A Michigan Democrat lawmaker has been stripped of her committee seats after issuing a warning to supporters of President Trump and others in response to receiving death threats. Again, horrible. That should never happen. Representative Cynthia Johnson first made headlines over the weekend when she revealed on Facebook that she was being targeted over her handling of hearings last week featuring Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. Now, a lot of people did give her crap over that because of how she conducted herself. I did watch it. She was a bit aggressive or whatever, but that's kind of her job, though. Like, I mean, it's part of why she's there, and I think people need to realize that, too. One of the many callers harassing Johnson warned that her time was coming and that she would be hanging, and I quote, from the effing gallows. Horrifying. There's no excuse for that. In one of the two videos posted on her Facebook Tuesday responding to harassment, Johnson noted that this is a warning to you Trumpers, appearing to refer to Trump supporters. Well done, Sherlock. Be careful, walk lightly, we ain't playing with you. Enough of the shenanigans, enough is enough. So far, I'm with her there. Enough. Cut that crap out. We don't need it. It doesn't help. It just creates a further divide. And if she had said something like that and left it there, or said, we are coming after you. If you abuse us and give death threats and racist threats, we will come after you. We'll come down on you like a ton of bricks, legally. And that's fine. It should be done. That's the way it should be. It's one thing to hold a belief, and I strongly believe that anybody should be able to believe and say whatever they want. But you are not immune from the consequences of what you say. For those of you who are soldiers, I quote, you know how to do it. Do it right. Be in order, which is kind of a creepy thing to say. Make them pay, her ominous message continued. Now, if you just watch the video, you'll see it was this kind of, ooh, we're coming to get you. It was all this kind of really dramatic stuff. So it was clearly a threat. I'm sorry if you don't agree with me. Tell me why you don't agree with me. But I'm looking at it, that's a threat. I don't care if she's on the left. I don't care if she's on the right. It doesn't matter. It's a threat. If this came from the right, there'd be uproar. Let's just face it. Johnson has since removed the videos, but the damage was done. Michigan House Speaker Lee Chatfield, a Republican, condemned her comments and announced that she would be removed from her seats on the House Agriculture, Oversight and Families, Children and Seniors Committees. I don't know if that's necessarily the right move there. I think she just needs to issue an apology, truth be told. If she's claiming that she was taken out of context, so be it. You got to own that. Just say, look, I was taken out of context. I apologize and move on. That's probably the best outcome here. I think it's a bit of posturing on behalf of the GOP there. Speaking to MLive, Johnson said that she did not mean for her language to come off as threatening. Come on. Like, let's face it. There was no way you can say that was not threatening. In my community, I quote, we often use the term soldier. But when we use the term, it means for people to rise up and not just take bullshit. It doesn't mean anything violent. We rise up. Our rise up means rise up against racism, against tyranny, against violence. No, my message was not one that was intended against the Trump people. You said Trumpers at the start of the sentence. We're talking about peace and unity. No, that's not talking about peace and unity. I'm sorry. Talking about peace and unity would have been what these people said is disgusting. Let's rise above that and try to mend bridges. That's peace and unity. Go out and get them, show them, or whatever it was that she said. Make them pay. That's not peace and unity. I'm sorry. Sometimes, as the Bible says, you got to turn the other cheek, man. It's just how it is. She added that Chatfield did not inform her beforehand of his decision to strip her of committee assignments, but that she did not want them back. Fair enough. Maybe he has the power to do that. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They've given me more time to do what I need to do, and that is to help people. So thank you for making me nationally known. Thank you for putting racism on the record. I agree. What was said to her was racist, 100%. And it shouldn't happen. But it does. And as an elected representative, you have to rise above it. Going out there and saying, look at these disgusting racist comments that somebody has just sent to me. I support that. Show people that this exists. Because a lot of people have their heads buried in the sand and say, oh, racism doesn't exist. Nonsense. It does exist. But showing it and then telling people how to mend bridges would have been a good way to go about it. To rise above it, as you say yourself. Turn the other cheek and move on and do better. But no, you threaten people. And that is what she did. I don't care what you say. I do care what you say. I do want to hear what you have to say. But my mind is made up to some extent about this. That's clearly a threat. It's uncalled for. Now, this isn't the first time she's done it, though. She's done this on Facebook posts before where she's spoken disparagingly against Trumpers. Now, you might disagree with Donald Trump. You might disagree with his policies. You might disagree with the Republicans. You might disagree with the people that vote for him. But they're still your constituents. As a representative, you represent them too. So this kind of, Trumpers. Now, this comes from the right too, don't get me wrong. Like, I know this. It comes from both sides. It needs to stop. You people are acting like children on both sides of this thing. It's out of control. I think making threats against people like that, she says it was meant to be soldiers in Christ, she said in one scenario. Now she's saying that she means her racial group or whatever. Okay, maybe that is what she meant, but you have to read the writing on the wall. It comes across as a threat, and people are hypersensitive right now. They really, really are. So, lads and lassies, I think we can all agree this kind of behavior, there's no need for it. We don't need this crap right now, especially with everything that's going on. Let's just try to move beyond this stuff. I would much prefer for her to come out and say, okay, what I said, I can maybe not necessarily admit it because that's never going to happen. Let's face it, she's a politician. But maybe come out and say, look, I can see how what I said could be construed a certain way, but we need to move on past the racism and stop creating a further divide. Just because somebody said something horrible to you doesn't mean that you have to come out and do the same in the reverse. We're talking childhood stuff here. Like, this is stuff you learn as a kid. Racism is disgusting. It's horrible. It should never happen, but it does. The only way we're ever going to beat these divides is to reach out a hand and shake it, basically, and try to move past it. Some people you're never going to be able to turn, but trying to activate your following to go out and, cause violence or doxing or whatever, that's how it's being construed. And you have a responsibility to understand that, and you have a responsibility to correct that. Whether or not it's what you meant, it is your responsibility. Anyway, lads and lassies, thank you so much. Look, again, I don't know how much more of this I'm going to be able to do. quite frankly, I'm being stifled by YouTube. And I might not be able to post anything. I'm not going to do all lovey-dovey, nicey stuff just because that's what YouTube wants, and YouTube wants to turn into Netflix. I'm just going to stop doing this. It sucks. It really does. And it breaks my... I don't want to swear because YouTube doesn't like swearing either. It breaks my heart that, I might actually have to stop doing this. I do have another channel planned. I can't really do it right now because of COVID, but, I want to go travel. I want to travel the world, go to the weird places that people don't normally go to. I have a few ideas for videos. So I am setting up a separate channel for travel vlog. It's going to have nothing to do with flat earth or politics or anything like that. It's purely a travel fun travel vlog, and it's going to be real and raw. I'm not going to hide anything from you. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything is going to be involved in it. So yeah, I'll post a link in the description once I have the channel made. I haven't come up with a name or anything just yet. It's not going to be Irish Demon anything. It's going to be a separate thing. So yeah, I'm just going to have to switch over to doing something else that I love. And it looks like I'm going to have to turn away from the political commentary. I'm not going to turn away just yet. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Hopefully this will all die down after the whole election thing is kind of put to bed. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Lads and lassies, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and leave a comment down below. It'll help me an awful lot. Thank you, lads and lassies, and sláinte.